Criminology Board Exam Reviewer. Forensic Medicine. Definition of terms. Part 2. Bite mark. It is a circular or oval patterned injury consisting of two opposing symmetrical U-shaped arches separated at their bases by open spaces. Following the periphery of the arches are a series of individual abrasions, contusions, or lacerations reflecting the size, shape, arrangement, and distribution of the class characteristics of the contacting surfaces of the human dentition. Bloat. It is the transient phase in corpse decomposition that follows the fresh phase and is characterized by excessive swelling, produced by gases trapped internally. Blood group. It is an immunologically distinct, genetically determined class of human erythrocyte antigens, identified as A, B, AB, and O. A classification of red blood cell surface antigens. ABO is the best known of the blood group systems. Blood type. It is a way of saying which blood group antigens are present on the person's red cells. Bloodborne pathogen. It is infectious disease-causing microorganism that may be found or transported in biological fluids. Blood stain. It is a liquid blood that has dried once it has come in contact with a surface. Body bag. It is a heavy waterproof bag usually closed with a zipper and used to transport a corpse. Body dump site. It is the location where an offender disposes of the murder victim's body. Bondage. It is the combination of sadism and masochism. Bronchi, singular bronchus. They are large divisions of the trachea that convey air to and from the lungs. Bronchiole. It is a small diameter airway branching from a bronchus. Bronchitis. It is the inflammation of the mucous membrane of the bronchial tubes, usually associated with a persistent cough and sputum production. Bronchospasm. It is the contraction of the smooth muscle of the bronchi causing the narrowing of the bronchi. This narrowing increases the resistance or airflow into the lungs, and may cause a shortness of breath typically associated with wheezing. Buccal coitus, coitus spiros or sin of Gomorrah. Where the male organ is introduced into mouth, usually of a young child. Cadaver dog. They are canines specially trained to find human decomposition scent and alert their handlers to its location. Cadaverine. It is a malodorous chemical compound produced during decomposition. Cause of death. It is the injury or disease that ultimately lead to death of the individual, generally determined by medical examiner or coroner, pathologists. Carrion. It is a decaying animal flesh. Cephalothorax. It is the anterior body region in some arthropods consisting of the fused head and thorax. Cerebellum. It is the large brain mass located at the posterior base of the brain, responsible for balance and coordination of movement. Cerebral contusion. It is the bruising of brain tissue marked by swelling and hemorrhage and resulting in loss of consciousness. Cerebral edema. It is the swelling of the brain caused by excessive buildup of fluid in the tissue. Cerebral infarctions. It is an ischemic stroke resulting from a disturbance in the blood vessels supplying blood to the brain. Cerebrum. It is the largest portion of the brain, include the cerebral hemispheres, cerebral cortex and basal ganglia. Chronic. It means persistent, prolonged, repeated. Cirrhosis. It is a chronic disease of the liver marked by degeneration of cells, inflammation, and fibrous thickening of the tissue, can be caused by long-term alcoholism, viral infections, and metabolic disease. Clitoris. It is an erectile tissue in female analogous to male penis, located above the urethra and covered by the clitoral hood. Clot. It is a thick mass of coagulated liquid, X. Blood. A blood clot is formed by a complex mechanism involving plasma protein, fibrinogens, platelets, and other clotting factors. Coagulation. It is the process of stopping blood flow from a wound or by which blood forms clot. Coagulofatty. It is a disease affecting the blood clotting process.